Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Today, we're talking about a new memorial for the victims of 9/11 and 1 million people told to evacuate for Hurricane Florence. Plus, what teens say about social media and the fate of the subway footlong. Those stories and many more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Tuesday, September 11th. You ready? Let's do this. Today is the 17th anniversary of the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks, and there's a new memorial. It honors the people killed on Flight 93, those passengers and crew members who fought back before the plane could reach its intended target and crashed in a field in Pennsylvania instead. CNN reports the new memorial is called the Tower of Voices. It's a 93-foot-tall tower, and inside, a unique wind chime for each of the 40 people on board. President Trump and the First Lady are expected to attend a ceremony there this morning. And in New York City, hundreds of survivors and family members of those killed will gather at Ground Zero. Twin beams of light will be projected into the sky. Also, the subway station destroyed in the attacks finally reopened. One writer told the New York Times, "It shows we fell and were able to get back up." The White House says it's planning another meeting between President Trump and the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. The Guardian reports Trump got a letter from Kim that the White House called, quote, very warm, very positive. So another summit is in the works. Talks had stopped since their first historic meeting back in June. In fact, last month, top officials delayed a trip because the president didn't think there was enough progress with North Korea. But now that seems to be changing. And it probably helped that North Korea did not show any signs of nuclear weapons during a recent military parade when North Korea was marking its 70th anniversary of the country's founding. The country usually shows its most advanced weapons. The Trump administration is saying a big no to the International Criminal Court, which wants to investigate U.S. troops in Afghanistan for possible war crimes. The National Security Advisor John Bolton said the U.S. will use any means necessary to protect against, quote, unjust prosecution. So what is the International Criminal Court? It's meant to prosecute governments responsible for things like genocide and war crimes. The BBC says the U.S. is not involved with it, though, worried that investigations would be politically motivated. Also, the U.S. says because Palestinian leaders try to get that court to prosecute Israel, the U.S. is shutting down the Palestinians' office in Washington, D.C. that sort of acts like an embassy. Hurricane Florence is becoming even more of a concern. Now, more than 1 million people have been told to evacuate. CNN reports mandatory evacuations are in place in parts of Virginia and North and South Carolina. The entire South Carolina coast was told to leave by noon today. The governor there is trying to get people out of harm's way before Florence is expected to arrive on Thursday. Florence is already a Category 4 storm, and forecasters say it's only getting stronger as it gets closer. The Weather Channel says this could be one of the strongest hits on record for this part of the East Coast. Governors in the Carolinas, Virginia, and Maryland have already declared emergencies to have more resources on hand and try to be ready. If you are in an area that could be affected by this, definitely check out your local news and have a plan. Oh, and also Tropical Storm Olivia looks like it's heading for the Hawaiian Islands. AccuWeather says it could hit and cause some flooding later today into tomorrow night. Officials are telling people there not to let their guards down just in case. Let's talk smartphones, social media, and teenagers. There's a new survey by the nonprofit Common Sense Media. It's an update from its original survey 6 years ago in 2012. At that time, less than half of teens, 13 to 17, had smartphones. Now, in 2018, it's 89%. And nearly half of those say they're addicted to them and distracted by them. The favorite social media platform for teens? Snapchat. Then, Instagram. And this may surprise you. The survey found teens are more likely to say social media has a positive effect on how they feel than a negative one. So that's good, but here's the bad part. There's been an increase in their exposure to hate content on social media. A quick break now for our sponsor. Today, I want to tell you about my friend Adam Shively. He's on a 1 million-pound mission. He lost more than 100 pounds himself, and then he helped his hometown lose more than 35,000 pounds. And he wants to go even farther. He's using his 1 million-pound mission podcast to inspire healthy results all around the world. So first, check out his podcast at millionpoundmission.com or search 1 Million Pound Mission on whatever podcast app you like to listen on. And if you're someone who feels trapped by the continuous weight loss and regain cycle, check out Adam's new Transformation Reboot program. He refers to that cycle as the black hole of fitness doom, and he knows what it's like because he's been there. Now, Adam and his coaches want to help you reclaim full control of your health. You can learn more about his new program or just listen to his podcast at millionpoundmission.com. Now, back to the news. Mercedes-Benz shared more about its vision for self-driving electric vans, or the fancy term being used everywhere now, urban mobility concepts. Well, it involves an autonomous platform on the bottom that can have different tops or bodies taken on and off. So one is more of a shuttle bus to carry passengers, for example, and another is meant for cargo. TechCrunch says it's not really that unique. Automakers are thinking more and more about function and efficiency now. At this point, though, it's all just a concept. There's no vehicles in production. Samsung has a new kind of tracker to help you find your things or maybe even your people. The Verge reports there are plenty of Bluetooth trackers out there, but they don't always have a great range. So the new Samsung SmartThings tracker uses LTE data instead of Bluetooth to share location. So it's not limited by range. You can put it on your kid's backpack, for example, when they go to school. There are also features like geofencing alerts, meaning you could put it on your dog and set it up to alert you when the dog leaves a certain area. But it does come with a bit of a price. You pay for the tracker itself, and then after the first year of use, you pay monthly for the data service. It's out this Friday with AT&T and later this year with Verizon. At 39 years old, John Legend is now the youngest person and the first Black man to get EGOT status. EGOT, as in receiving an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. Yes, he now has all 4 awards. His latest award, he won a Creative Arts Emmy for Jesus Christ Superstar Live in Concert. By the way, the Primetime Emmys are coming up. They're on TV next Monday, September 17th. Say goodbye to Subway's $5 footlong deal. Well, maybe, at some locations. Subway franchise owners pushed back earlier this year, saying the deal doesn't let them make enough money. So now Subway's CEO told USA Today it's no longer required. Franchise owners can decide for themselves whether they carry the $5 footlong deal. And Subway says it'll be testing some new stuff instead. Think Firebird chicken or even paninis. And that's it for today. Thanks so much for listening. I would love to connect with you over on Instagram if we have not connected yet. So please do find me at Erica Mandy News and say hello. As always, if you want to read more about a news story we talked about, check out today's show notes. You can find them at thenewsworthy.com, click episodes, and find today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you to listen every weekday by 4 in the morning. So we will chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.